Every time I have to comment on or write about the offensive of the Russian troops, I mention the resource factor, or rather its lack for the Russians to attack. But in doing so many people have a dissonant question: how is there no resource? They are offensive. Well, let's figure out what the resource is and whether the occupiers have it or not. On February 24, 2022, Putin's occupation army carried out a full-scale invasion of Ukraine with 110 to 115 battalion tactical groups, which amounted to 180,000 personnel. These units were fully manned. Most of the equipment at the time was either new or upgraded. At the same time they received round-the-clock support of attack aviation. The attack of the invaders was daily accompanied by numerous missile strikes into the interior of Ukraine. And on a number of fronts they even made daring but suicidal airborne force landings deep inside the Ukrainian rear. Also, they were able to provide artillery support around the clock using the rampart of fire tactic, at times increasing the daily fire rate to 80,000 rounds, without even thinking that they might not have enough ammunition or run out at all, because the Ukrainians would soon be defeated. Actually, this is the resource they had as of 2022. And with such a resource, full support from the air, land capacity and endless rocket terror of the rear Ukraine, they intended to capture Ukraine in 3 days, then in 3 weeks, in 3 months. And now Russian propagandists are already preparing their viewers for missile strikes on Moscow and all of Russia. 2023. Virtually all units of Russian troops have a problem with manning, both personnel and especially equipment. The southern grouping is mainly concentrated in the Zaporizhia region. It is more than 30 battalion tactical groups. The manning of the units is less than 70%. And equipment kitting is even worse, up to 50% of the required. In Luhansk region, the number of personnel manning the subunits outside the line of contact is 80 to 90%. The completeness of equipment is up to 60% and artillery up to 70%. Donetsk region, the number of personnel manning the units outside the line of contact is 90%, equipment 60%, artillery 90%, and at the same time they have the greatest shortage of shells. Thus, the resource currently available to the occupiers does not allow them to carry out a wide-scale attack on the entire front. They can only concentrate on narrow directions and specific locations. I anticipate a comment, but still, they can attack and they are attacking. If for you the capture of Chernihiv or Kharkiv region is comparable to the 9th month of convulsions at Bakhmut or Avdiivka, then this video is still not for you. And now the most important thing. When your resource is limited, but you activate combat operations, you deplete it so much that you will not be able to hold even defenses, let alone offensives, in the long run. With such attacks, they are finally demilitarizing themselves. That is why I am highly skeptical about the potential of the occupiers and the effect of their onslaught. The march to the border of the Donetsk region by spring, the rush to Zaporizhia, crawling through the swamp on the Lyman. Yes, there will be reflections, but exactly reflections. Which will end with another gesture of goodwill.